Hello. We've been streaming for an hour and 20 minutes, but we're just starting the recording. How's it going? Welcome. Cheers. My first drink of the new year. My first drink of the new year. Okay. So, I have done some stuff. I have done a lot of stuff. We are 100% done with Eureka Pyros. And fool, unless intentional, what do you mean? It's intentional that I hadn't started the recording an hour and 20 minutes ago. Yeah, we did a support fate where we actually went into BA for LFG. Wasn't planning on it. I was planning on just doing the support fate and not entering BA, but they asked nicely, so yeah. Anyway, I literally have just shy of 2,000 Pyros crystals. I also have all of the penny flames that we need. I have more than enough penny flames. So let's craft the last 3 relics. No fool, you revoke. Ooh, yes. It's been a while since I've had a drink. But I'm actually kind of in a decent place today. And I think it's because I finally finished dealing with all of the shit on the shelves in the living room. So that room, if I close the curtains, because there's still some stuff by the windows, if I close the curtains, that room now is... there's basically nothing of Neffs in there anymore. Which feels good. And I had a good time cooking, which was also good. And the fact that my teeth don't hurt is also a big thing for not feeling like I don't want to drink. Because when my teeth hurt, I didn't want to drink because the sugars from whatever I was drinking would probably just make my tooth worse. So, this is the Pyros. Oh. I still like the effect, the Pyros flame effect. But as far as bows go, that's not a very special looking bow. It's not bad by any stretch, it's just eh. What about machinist? Booze will make it better. Well, if I'm feeling myself, booze is just gonna make me flirty. I look forward to it. But no, I think I've literally had these ciders for 3 to 5 months in my fridge, and I'm finally drinking them. I mean, let's not talk about the like hundreds of pounds worth of spirits that I have downstairs that I've not touched in years, but these are a little bit easier to just crack open and have, as opposed to, you know, you tend to get looks if you just glug in from a bottle of vodka. Yeah, I don't like that. That weapon model without the glow effect looks like it's something out of Gears of War. Or like a knockoff Gears of War. I mean, I kind of like how it looks like it's shooting fire out of the end. I kind of like that. I just don't really like the rest of it. Okay, the final Pyros relic. Do I need to join stats? Yeah. Okay. What's Black Mage look like for Pyros? I don't think the base non-glow effect model was that impressive, but it also didn't look terrible, if I remember right. Yeah? Out of the 3 that we've seen today, I think this is the best. I still don't think it's as good as the Zodiark relic, though. But awesome. That is every single Pyros relic. Now, whilst getting all of those Pyros crystals, I also finally got a boss drop from one of the Magicite or Magia, whatever the fuck bosses. So we got Skull's Claw, which sells for how much at the moment? On my world, 8 mil. On other worlds, 4.5. So at least 4.5 mil. Nice. Nice. Okay, but we can now leave Pyros, never come back. So that does now mean that we have to go into Hydathos. But I have grinded a little bit of Hydathos. Not very much in the grand scheme of things, but enough for one relic. So we can finish off another relic, which is going to be Astro. Because then we will have done all tanks and all healers, and it will just be DPS that's left. Should be the Astrometer, right? Yeah. But I do have, as of today, actually, 50%, or over 50%, sorry, of all of the Hydathos crystals that I will need. I'm in fact at just shy of 55%. What that does mean, though, is that I still have pretty much halfway to go. We still need 2.4k. But just the other day, I needed 2.8. So it might not be that bad. The more support fates I snipe, the better. Hate that. It's not as good as the anima end stage. Although I doubt that, it's gonna. The issue with the relics that I like is it's gonna take a lot to beat them. And I've kind of grown attached to the Zodiark and Anima relics by now. Yeah, the thing is, I really like the Anima relic for Rastro. But, as far as Eureka relics go, I don't hate that one. If the Anima relic wasn't as good, I would consider using that one. Just changing the title. There we go. Sweet. And I only have to kill Providence Watcher one more time, and I will have enough things from him for every relic. But what we do get to do now is, because I'm done with Pyros forever, I have a shit ton of error messages. A shit ton of Pyros lockboxes. Yeah. So, let's see what we can get. I can tell you now, mostly going to be shit. Like, it's mostly going to be shit. Most of it isn't going to be worth anything. We're mainly hoping to get Demi Materia and Platinum pieces. Pretty much everything else is useless. The good news is that quite a lot of the things from Pyros stack. So long as I don't get the furniture items, we can open quite a lot of these. We've still not even filled the first inventory screen. If this was Animos or Pargos, we would have already had to have emptied our inventory at least twice by this point. How many have I opened? About 400. We still got a ways to go. Okay, well we're on to the second inventory sheet, but basically the only things that will get onto that are unique items, which in this case are just the furniture items. Oh, before we start unlocking Bosnia, I should rank up with the dwarves. It's their final reputation. I got so much of something that I have overstacked on it. Probably means that it's the Allegan pieces? No, the demi materia is also only 99. Okay, so it's probably one of the demi materia. How are we doing? We've opened about another 400. Okay. Yeet. Alright, back to it. We're about halfway. Don't worry about how many Hydatos lockboxes I have. We're not there yet. We have this to look forward to for Hydatos too, yes. I really wish I could just, like, hold the button and it do these. I could set up a turbo script. To do this, but... it's not worth it. How many more do we have? Okay, only about 350 more. it is usually at about 300 that I start being like, okay, yeah, this has been a few. Been a hot minute. I don't trust getting a random L with a link in it, even if that's a link to the forums. Oops. I misclicked and accidentally closed down my dashboard. That's not good. Yep, that's what I thought. That's not the actual forum site. Trixie. Yeah, no, that's the known issue. Okay. We're gonna report. I think that's only the second or third time. That I've gotten a hell with suspicious link, though. Much more often, you're just dealing with the gold cells. Forgot how much I like. Well, this is a fruit cider, but it's sweet, but it's not just sweet. Ah! We have reached the end! Huzzah! Woo! And we chuck that in our saddlebag. Sweet! Okay, so yeah, before... Well, a couple of things before we unlock Bosnia. First, let me check in on my retainer. I also need to change my HUD away from the way that I have it. Eureka. Firm tofu. There we go. Yeah. When it comes to leveling, I've not really done much. I've mainly been focusing on Eureka progress. So yeah, I don't think I've really leveled Ninja anymore. I've not played Astro in a little while, so that's definitely not been leveled at all. Alright, we're on it. Tanks for the memory. Just who I was hoping to see. Lally-ho to you, Octa. Lally-ho. A fine lally-ho if ever I heard one. Since the last time we spoke, we've been busier than ever. Our first paying customers, Irivola and Kobolvar, have already started using rolling tankards to ferry their goods about. So far, there's been no reports of any horrendous accidents or anything, which is a relief. We'll be aiming for the same high level of quality for the rest of the tanks, and thanks to our new friends, it's been getting around fast. Orders have been flying in thick and fast. This is going to be better than I dreamed. This calls for a celebration. Of course, it wouldn't be the same without all the others, so I'll go and round them up. In the meantime, why don't you go over to Clearmelt and wait with Larathia? Maybe I should bring the air purifier back in here. Oh, I see you're the opposite of what they call fashionably late. Since you're here, you can help me get everything ready. I'm surprised you resisted the temptation to start digging in before we got here. Hey, you ain't never seen a feast like this, have you? We got the best grub Northrant has to offer. Eulis and Say Luke even brought a keg of their famous ale over from Wright. How'd they carry something so heavy all this way, I hear you cry? Yeah, that's right. By tank, of course. Those things might be armed to the teeth with some of the world's most advanced weaponry, but it's what they carry that makes the real difference. People across the land can get what they need when they need it. Not to mention a few of life's luxuries too. Seems all of our hard work's finally paid off. To think Wright is at long last able to produce its own ale again. Thanks to you and Riot, had the best barley crops in years. Even our first batch was earned the approval of our village's most demanding beer aficionados, and due to the much improved quality of the soil, we've begun growing our own fruit, the juice of which we've brought for the younger ones and teetotalers to enjoy. Alright everyone, it's time for a toast. So raise a tankard of ale or a tankard of juice if you're a mewling whelp like Runnet. Watch it, Ozog, or you'll be wearing that drink of yours. To the continued success of What's Anvil and all our friends. Cheers! The years of struggle and adversity seem a distant memory to the inhabitants of the First, as they strive for a better tomorrow. In particular, the Dwarves of Collusia will have a vital role to play in the days to come, with their ingenuity and diligence paving the way to unlimited possibilities. And even after the dishes were cleared away, celebrations continued. Taylor, Mitch, you don't see the drunk in the slightest. I just like I like to say. Oi, Carrot! At least you finish your sentence for your fuck's sake. I think what he means is we all owe you a heartfelt thanks, especially Ronnie. Before you showed up, he wouldn't say boo to a ghost, but now he's turned into a great leader. Must be from following your example. We know you got other people out there who need you, so it's selfish to expect you to stay. We're grateful for the time you spent with us. It means a lot. It really does. And if you're ever passing through, be sure to pay us a visit, yeah? Anyway, we'd best be heading to the anvil. Safe travels. Oh, and make sure you say goodbye to Julius and say Luke before you leave. We've been meaning to speak here. What do you want? Oh, there you are. Ulysses and I were just talking about you. We were wondering if the ale was to your liking, and it occurred to me that you may not even drink in the first place. Do you, partake in the odd tipple? You can't buy love, but you can buy alcohol, which is better. Very much so not how I think, but yeah, it's funny. Words to live by. Perhaps we can use that as our slogan? And I say, Shadow, how wonderful it is to see you in such high spirits. You're like a changed man. Change we have you to thank for. Considering all you've done for us and our village, I can't imagine how we'll ever repay you. So if there's aught you need, just say the word. My sentiments exactly. Dread to think what would have become of us without your intervention. Yes, and we owe a debt of gratitude to Master Ronnet as well. Thanks to him and his automaton. Automaton? Automaton? My father's dream has at long last come true. If we take a leaf out of Ronnet's book by combining ingenuity with hard work, there's nothing we can't achieve. Maybe the next time you come... Oh wait, shit, fuck. Maybe the next time you come to write, we'll have something new to show you. Our doors are always open, so don't be a stranger. Ah, I almost forgot. Have you spoken with Ozog? Seems there's something she'd like to discuss with you. Hiya. Have you eaten your fill after? I'm sure she has room for some more. Have you tried these wrigglers from our meringue? If you can pluck up the courage, they're actually quite delicious. Yeah, I can't get enough of them. Just thinking about them's making me queasy. Come on, live a little. It's like I always say, youth is wasted on the young. Yes, and it'll be even more of a waste if a gifted engineer like me chokes to death on some godforsaken worm. Gotta look after myself if I want these plans of ours to come to fruition. Anyway, Larathia, I'll bet your best years are still ahead of you. In fact, why don't you come and help us out at What's Anvil? It's got to be better than drinking tea and soaking in the hot springs all day. When you get to my age, you'll learn to appreciate things like that. You mark my words. Still, it wouldn't do to let my skills get rusty. Suppose I could pop over and do a spot of welding from time to time? Actually, there's something I want to say to you. For most of my life, I've been living according to others' expectations, without thinking about what I want. But thanks to you, I've made up my mind. Like you, I'm going to pursue my own goals, my own dreams. That's why I've decided to carry on here, where I can express myself and be who I want to be. Rather than wasting my life being bound by traditions and rules, I want to be free to go where I please and do as I please. But don't you want to go back to your village? All the Tholls here have permission to travel between Tomra and the Anvil whenever they want. What about you? Well, it's not as though I've been banished. Not yet, anyway. How about now? Breaking dwarven law. I can hardly go back to Comra now, can I? From this day forth, I am no longer a Gog. I shall live only as Ozog, descendant of Watts himself. I answer to no one. But you can't just take off your helmet like that. It's indecent. I think he's just getting flustered by the sight of a pretty girl. How can he expect to beat me in a battle of wits if he turns into a babbling buffoon every time I take my helmet off? What's his hammer is as good as mine. That reminds me, I should get started on my next creation and prove my superiority once and for all. Time to head back to the Anvil. And it looks like I might be joining you sooner rather than later. You young'uns have brought me some much needed excitement. I can't wait to see what you'll come up with next. There we go. That Ozog, she got no shame. Just because she don't want to go back to Comra, that's no need to expose herself like that. I know you ain't a Thol or a Gog, so don't expect you to understand, but you agree with me, don't you? This is the worst thing that's ever happened in Lakeland. The worst thing. Yeah. That one wasn't even planned. Uh-oh. Yeah, exactly. I should give her a piece of my mind. But that can wait. Bugger it. I can't remember what I was going to say now. Something about thanking you or whatever it was. Well, I suppose I should express my gratitude for sticking with me through thick and thin, even when it looked like this whole plan was going to blow up in my face. I know sometimes I can get a bit jealous of you having so many talents compared to me, being the savior of the bleeding world and all that. But I know you ain't doing it to steal my thunder. You're just trying to be a good friend, and you are. The very best. Bloody hells, keep this up and I'll start bawling like a newborn. Anyway, the struggle to get those tanks might be over, but me, Ozog, and the others will carry on here. So if you ever feel like showing us those skills of yours, you know where to come. In the meantime, best of luck with saving the world, or whatever you'll be doing. And there we go. That is the last society quest. For Shadowbringers. And as far as I'm aware, there isn't the lolly hop. Okay. We got a dance? Is that the dance that they were doing during the cutscene? Yeah, it is. Okay. Yeah, no, that makes sense. Okay, what about... What's his handle? Yeah, that looks about as I would have expected. Ooh. Okay. Don't hate it, but I also don't really like it. But there we go. That is us done with all of them. Let me just double check that there definitely isn't. No allied society quests were added to Shadowbringers. The maximum possible reputation to rank is Bloodsworn. Cool. So yeah, there isn't anything else for us to do. Let's head back to Kugane then, and it is time to unlock Ozia. But before that, I'm going to go to the top. I'll be right back. Hello. Hello up there. Let's unlock Bosnia. Which I've never done. So I don't really know what class to do it as. Fuck it, let's have something nice to look at. Milady, my, what auspicious timing. I intended to send a missive to the Rising Stones, but it seems that is no longer necessary. Master Hancock wishes to speak with you regarding a matter of grave import. I can but imagine what other duties yet demand your attention. Still, he would request you meet him at the Ruby Bazaar at your earliest convenience. Greetings, honoured madam. Oh, good. Ah, and so she returns at last. From what Tataru has told me, you've come rather a long way, to put it mildly. And while the Scions remain locked in slumber, she sought aid from all corners of the realm. In fact, it was I to whom she first turned when searching for a champion to assist her in your absence. Though, as you've no doubt surmised, I did not call you here to discuss such matters. I have received word from Lord Hien that the Bosnian resistance, our comrades in the Eastern Alliance, seek the aid of distinguished heroes in their fight against the Empire. And naturally, your name immediately sprang to mind. Bosnian resistance? Indeed, from a small nation found in the southern reaches of Ilsabad, the west of Dalmaska. They were no doubt among the first to fall to the Empire. Yet it would seem their hearts have yet to give way to despair, and with the Empire now in disarray, they would seize the opportunity to fight back. If you would know the details in full, I think it best you speak with Lord Hien. His endless list of commitments makes him a hard man to find, however, so perhaps you can have one of his attendants at the House of the Fierce track him down for you. House of the Fierce. Another crash. Good, good. We love it. Greetings, my lady. Lord Hien has been expecting you. When word reached us from the Bosnian resistance, Lord Hien knew at once there was but one woman to whom he could turn. He left to the coattails not long ago. The view of Doma Castle helps to calm his mind. This way, if you please. I don't know how involved the first stage of all of this is. This way, atop the broken bridge. Be most glad for your arrival. remember when first we shared a view of this castle together. Still under the Guardian's control, perhaps, yet for all their wickedness, its beauty would not be so easily sullied. It is good to see you, my friend. You must forgive me for foregoing pleasantries, but our guest here is in dire need of your help. Marsak, of the Bosnian Resistance. Pleasure to make your acquaintance. As you've no doubt already heard from Lord Ian, my people seek to reclaim our homeland from the Empire. Under his auspices and that of the Eorzean Alliance, we aim to do just that. However, we recently received word that the 4th Imperial Legion has been making plans of their own. It's long held the provinces of Nangsha, Dalmasca and Bosnia in an iron grip, using its Dalmascan headquarters to house the bulk of its forces. Until recently, that is. They appear to be diverting resources and manpower to their forces stationed in Bosnia. In fact, 3 battalions are en route as we speak. We thought, perhaps, to strike before they can fully assemble, but the Bosnian resistance lacks the means to drive them off on its own. Aid from the Dalmascan resistance groups may have sufficed. Sadly, even Fran of Lentes Tears has been unable to bring an end to their infighting. All hope's not lost, however, for Lord Ian has made a most intriguing proposal. An idea not my own, I must confess. We have our old friend Gosetsu to thank. As the Empire tightened its grip on Doma, our people were at a crossroads. Would they lay down and surrender, or stand up and fight? You sought me out, that I could become the spark that lit the fire of rebellion. The same must be done for the Bosnians. They require a standard under which they can rally, a symbol of hope to steel them for what is to come. Lacking a living figurehead such as Lord Ian, my comrades and I looked to our nation's past for inspiration. There we found the answer we sought. Gunhilda's blades. They were the elite guard of Queen Gunhilda, possessed of weapons blessed by the gods. Their exploits would become legend after defending our peoples against the Alligans in the Third Astral Era. The strength of their steel was matched only by their dedication to the Queen. Should one lose their life in her service, their holy blade was then passed on to a successor. In time, their title would lend itself to the most renowned of their weaponry, Gunblade. But in truth, each member of her guard was master of a unique weapon. Though these sacred relics have been lost to time, I would see them forged anew. Armed thus, our people would know no fear, drive back our oppressors just as Queen Gunhilda did the Alligans. An admittedly lofty and otherwise unattainable goal for one such as I, which is why I've travelled far and wide in search of great minds and greater heroes who might lend us their aid. We would be honoured to have one of your renown at our side. We value the Bosnians' commitment to the cause. I would see their plans come to fruition. Unfortunately, duty demands that I remain here. I could not in good conscience leave, knowing the Empire yet threatens the border to Alamigo. Should you choose to accompany him to Bosnia, might I ask you to also act as a representative of the Eastern Alliance in my stead? Leave it to me. Thank you, my friend. If there's aught else you require of the Eastern Alliance... Something I misclicked, and the error messages were blocking it on my preview. I'm sure it wasn't important. An airship to our base has been prepared for us at the Enclave's dock. Hope to see you there soon. Okay. Armed to the pass. When you finish your preparations, meet me at the dock and we can be on our way. Alright. I don't think we're very far off getting the first... stage. For some reason, I remember the Enclave being closer to the north. I think I'm getting confused with the dungeon. Yeah, I think there's only like 3 more quests? 4 more quests-ish? I guess I should check what my tracker says for Shadowbringers stuff. Not a... Okay. Not a lot, to be honest. There aren't that many steps. That doesn't mean that it's not still going to take a long time. What it does take is 17,000 tombstones of poetics. But it isn't just a poetics dump. Unlike Endwalker's ones. My understanding for Endwalker is that it is literally just buy stuff with tombstones, turn it in, that's it. There's no light grind, there's no... Stop breaking things. I am trying! Alright, I have done the things. I have validated game files. I have installed drivers. I have done Windows 11 health scans and all sorts of shit. And it's apparently fixed things, and it's still an issue. I am trying. PC Master Race indeed. Hey. I can play most other things without crashing. Alright? Just for some reason Final Fantasy hates me. Coming aboard, miss. Travel to Gangos. I like that airship design. As opposed to the sort of half dirigible style that we've seen for most of the rest of the game. Ooh. Like a little pirate cove. A lot of Hrothgars here. What the fuck is up with your face? That we should play host to the Liberator of Doma and Alamigo herself. Think you could be persuaded to help us? Argislen, leader of the Bosnian resistance. Best choice for the job, if I'm to be frank. I'll bear the title all the same. Bloody hells, man. You won't inspire much confidence speaking like that. Oh. Geralt. What's up? You're quite right, Master Geralt. While you're here, won't you come and welcome our guest? What in the cat Punisher is that? Yeah, I can see it. Huh? What in the seven hells are you doing here? Eorzea's greatest hero and her finest blacksmith. With the two of you here, our plan's sure to succeed. Word that Queen Gunhilda were here to witness this. Oi, after. Just between us, I'm only here to pay off my debts to that black-hearted snake, Rowena. She's been selling supplies to the Resistance, and they happened to mention they were in need of a smithy. So she went and told them I'm the greatest bleeding smithy in the realm, with skills that have put Byragot himself to shame. Can't brightly say I'm even half of what she claimed, but I'll do my damnedest. They're happy to ply me with good grub and even better booze, so play along, will you? I mean, it isn't a lie. You have crafted 3, like, world best amazing relics at this point. Now that you're both here, I believe it's time our plans be made clear. Visija. Hey. Yes, of course. Our goal is to reforge the weapons wielded by Gunhilda's blades. Simple in principle, less so in execution. The weapons themselves, and most of the texts denoting the history of Her Majesty and her guard, were lost to the devastation of the Fourth Umbral Calamity. That said, we've managed to obtain certain pieces of information, and coupled with Master Geralt's knowledge and expertise, we've made strides, great strides, in reproducing these vaunted blades of Elm. We've worked out the manner of weapons they wielded, their shape and weight, even the materials needed for their forge. We've learned bugger all about what gives them spirit. It is said Queen Gunhilda etched a holy inscription into each blade, thus granting them the power of the gods. Unfortunately, no records of any such engravings remain, but there is still hope. Though naught but pale imitations, there once existed replicas which may very well have borne these inscriptions. Alas, they were lost when Bosya's citadel fell. Do you know the Bosya incident? It sounds vaguely familiar. Bitter chapter in our history, but it would mark the end of Bosya as we knew it. 15 summers past, the Garleans were conducting experiments, seeking a means to make contact with the lesser moon Dalamud. They believed the satellite to be possessed of immense power, and a lunar transmitter was erected in the hopes of harnessing it. When the transmitter was activated and the signal sent, Dalamud responded with an immense blast of raw energy. The destruction wrought defied reckoning. The citadel, the relics of Queen Gunhilda's kingdom, naught was left but smoke and ash. Hope ain't lost yet, though. Citadel's been wiped off the bloody map, aye. There's still a way for us to find those inscriptions. Or so I've been told. An explanation better left to one far more knowledgeable than I. Nods. Wait, is that the same scholar from the Nier raids? No, not the Nier ones. From the Evilis raids, it is, isn't it? Yeah, Makoto. Hey. It's good to see you again. though I had hoped to accomplish more before your arrival. I'm sure your help will be as invaluable now as it was aboard the Prima Vista. You're far too kind. If not for your heroism, Ramza and Alma would have... From the onset of our endeavour, it was abundantly clear that one versed in etherology would be essential. We relayed this to the Alliance, who then introduced us to Makoto. She is said to be one of the most brilliant minds amongst the students of Baldessian. And yet it is my ineptitude that demands your presence here. I was all but certain that Geralt and I alone would suffice in this. Alas. Itchy nose. The matter she speaks of concerns a long-forgotten practice of the holy men who once inhabited these lands. Utilizing uniquely aspected crystals, these seers were able to provide succor for those with ailments of the mind. They possessed the ability to shape their very memories, removing those deemed harmful and replacing them, that the patient may find some semblance of peace. I too dismissed the notion that such practices could exist. That is, until a recent excavation unearthed compelling evidence of their work. Crystals we believe were used in their healing. Unfortunately, we were unable to ascertain how they were meant to be used. It was at this junction that we petitioned for Mikoto's assistance. Well, lass, made any progress? My initial analysis suggests that the crystals were artificially created at some point in the distant past. The materials used suggest they were most likely produced by the ancestral peoples of this area. What's more, their ethereal signature is strikingly similar to the oscillatory activity of brainwaves, which, when made to resonate with the distinct frequency NRR-type harmonic vibrations of an individual's... I've done it again, haven't I? I think a simpler approach is in order. Every living being is comprised of corporeal ether in the flesh, incorporeal ether of the soul, and the ethereal residue of their memories. Were one to be possessed of only corporeal ether, they would be but a walking corpse. Conversely, entities comprised of only incorporeal ether are referred to in layman's terms as ghosts. In either case, they may also retain some of their residual memories. Aye, zombies and ghosts. I follow. These crystals are able to isolate and resonate with the ethereal signature of memories. This allowed the seers to probe the minds of their patients. It's all well and good, lass, but what if their mind ain't what it used to be? Or they was too deep in their cups to remember what you're looking for? An excellent question, Master Geralt. We are all possessed of two types of memory, explicit and implicit. As their name suggests, explicit memories refer to an active remembrance of previous experiences, while implicit memories are acquired and stored passively. For example, when making a new acquaintance, their appearance will become part of your explicit memory, allowing you to recall that information. Should a great deal of time pass without meeting, however, such recollection can prove difficult. Yet in that moment, your mind also takes record of the sounds and smells of the location, the temperature, and so on. Perhaps a demonstration would better explain this. Without a seer? Thankfully, that will not be necessary. When I was first told of the seers and their practices, I was immediately reminded of your ability to peer into the past. Yes, I believe these people were blessed with a similar gift, and it is for that reason they were chosen to serve as seers. Though I too am possessed of the echo, I lack the ability to peer into the past as you do, and thus have been unable to wield the power of these crystals. That's why we called you here. Until now, I could do naught but posit theories. With your help, however, I may now put them to the proof. And you, Master Geralt, shall be my first test subject. Are we going to enter his dreams? After, I'd like you to recall the last time you experienced the echo. Concentrate on that feeling. Master Geralt, I need you to recall a memory of the past. It may be anything you like. Better not go poking around in there, digging up something unsavory like, you hear? Please, Master Geralt, focus! That reminds me of the crystals from Final Fantasy XIV too. But I thought this was supposed to be referencing Final Fantasy IX? No, not 9. 8. Oh, is it the first time that he came to Galgos or Golgos or whatever it was? Rowena! Okay, so she can tag along with her power of the echo. This is most unexpected. For reasons I cannot yet explain, it appears that Echo has allowed me to accompany you into his memory. You're a skilled smith, Geralt. There's no denying that, but you hold money about as well as your liquor. And what bloody good's money if you can't spend it? Man has to live a little, Rowena. Aye, and it wouldn't hurt for a man to use his head, neither. With all that talent of yours, I reckon you could have amassed a small fortune by now. Could have been you sitting on the syndicate instead of Godbert. As if I'd ever want to be anything like that doddering old half-dressed. Didn't realise my memory was so sharp. As you can see, implicit memory is surprisingly comprehensive. From the clear skies and ocean waves, down to the exact words of your conversation. Everything appears to have been perfectly preserved. You weren't listening to that, were you? Every time someone gives you good advice, you turn around and do the complete sodden opposite. I used to like that rebellious streak of yours, but now I see that you're just a bloody idiot. Honestly, I don't know what I ever saw in you. Whatever it is you think you saw, it ain't as if I've changed since then. And you haven't neither. Still as beautiful as the day we met. Whoa, hold on a minute. I ain't never said anything like that. I swear on my last mug of ale. Implicit memory, while quite comprehensive, are not always true to fact. In the case of painful or otherwise undesirable experiences, they can be obfuscated to protect oneself from hard truths. Our perception of reality can also distort them as well, even when first committed to the memory. Then, as time passes, such distortions can grow. Happy memories become more joyous, sad ones all the more bitter. Explicit memory is particularly sensitive to such misrepresentations of events, for man is wont to remember what is most convenient for his world view. That is why we seek the implicit. From there we are most like to find the truth. truth. Rowena and me were only here a week ago. Don't tell me my memory's that bleeding unreliable. Self-imposed delusion, perhaps. As I said before, the mind has ways of concealing painful memories. I ain't feeling so well. Excuse me. As you can see, these crystals allow us to choose specific points in a person's past to observe at will. Unlike the echo, however, what we see will not always be as it really was. Yet there still remains the matter of finding one who's seen the replica weapons and their inscriptions. At this present juncture, we might as well be looking for a ghost. After the Garlean invasion of Bosnia, it was all but cut off from the world. None were allowed in or out, meaning all of its residents, and likely anyone who may have glimpsed the weapons, died when the citadel was destroyed. Except for Cid. What about soldiers stationed there who were away at the time of the incident? Yeah, even if we were able to find them, I doubt they could be persuaded to cooperate. Ugh. Hey, Cid. Wait, so this is a vision of the future? Is that what Makoto can do? No! Please! Lord Varys, no! You saw it too. My visions, they are not of what has come to pass, but what is yet to be. It be the crystal allowed us to share my vision as well. Makoto, after. You two alright? Cid Garlon, son of the monster behind the Meteor Project. Come to think of it, Yugiri mentioned that Doma and the Eorzean Alliance have been receiving support from Garland Ironworks. I thought the company should use such a moniker were mere happenstance. But you mean to say Cid Garland owns this company? Son of Midas Nan Garland lives. Must be summoned here at once. He was at the Citadel prior to its destruction. It's quite possible he may have seen the replicas. Fate is indeed a cruel mistress, pinning our hopes on a Garlean. Get of that bastard Midas, no doubt. No less. Is there truly no other way? Salson, please. Very well. I only hope our fallen comrades can forgive us. Please, bring us this Cid Garland, for the people of Bosnia, for all of Ilsabard. They're Dark Soulsing? Okay, so where am I gonna go now? Where is Cid? Is he gonna be in Mordoma? I do not imagine he sympathizes with our plight. From what I gather, he has no love for the Empire. That will suffice in persuading him to aid us, then so be it. hear there are engineers stationed at Ralga's Reach. Perhaps you can begin your search for Garland. Funny. Say, aren't you after Savior of Eorzea, Liberator of Alamigo, so on and so forth? Name's Leah, newest recruit to the Ironworks. What can I do for you? The Chief? Too busy by half, according to Jesse. Between you and me, though, I think it's a load of... Oh, do go on. A load of what? I was saying what a load off your shoulders it must be knowing the Chief is back from wherever he was going. Or whatever he was doing. Speaking of whom, After said she wanted to speak with him about... What were it? God damn it, liar! You might hear better than most, but you're a terrible listener. Would you mind starting again from the beginning? I see. Well, you just missed him. Seryu's wall's due for maintenance, and he had a mind to oversee it personally. That said, any matters concerning you are top priority. I'll see if I can reach him. I take it this is an average day for you? Must be hard, always having to put on a brave face as you're thrust into danger. People tugging you this way and that, like some sort of errand girl. Not that we don't appreciate what you do for us. Goodness knows I do. In fact, well, you see, I'm something of a fan. I knew the Ironworks worked with you on occasion, but I didn't think I'd have the chance to meet you in person. Can I shake your hand? Here. Sid being back took a load off my shoulders, not yours. Don't you have work to do? Oh, right, work. Duty calls, but hopefully we'll meet again soon. Chief says he'll meet you at the Dome and Enclave. Not the most convenient of locations, but he'll have to do, I'm afraid. One more thing. Bosnia incident is something of a sore spot for the Chief. Even if it was an accident, most people outside the Empire remember it as a massacre. The Chief tried to put a stop to his father's experiment, but his pleas fell on deaf ears. Even now, he still blames himself for it all. I should have tried harder, he said. I could have saved him. I could have saved all of them. All that genius. And the man just can't forgive himself. I think I need to trim my nose hair because I think it's at the length where it's just irritating me all of a sudden. So if you're aiming to go digging through his past, be careful. I dread to think what demons he's got locked away in that brain of his. She's top as Magitech armor plating when she wants to be, but her heart's in the right place. Shame she's always so busy. As are you, if I'm not mistaken. Won't keep you any longer. Best of luck. The Chief said he'd be waiting for you at the Dome and Enclave, didn't he? Well, best not keep him waiting. Alright, I'm gonna teleport there, and I'm gonna go on ground. I don't have any tissues here, so I'm gonna double box it. That probably sounded wonderful. I apologize. How are we doing for retainers? Yeah. Thanks for and the random paladin's trousers. Fuck you. I got some old ratty trousers and some sweet cream. What are they trying to tell me? I do need to do more of the Doman Enclave stuff as well, but I just can't be arsed dealing with all that talking right now. Master Garlon? Yeah, I've seen him restlessly pacing about the Enclave. If you wait here, I'm sure it'll come by before long. Hey, Sid! It's hard to believe this place was, until recently, occupied by the Garleans. Homer is a long way to go before it regains its former glory, but we're off to a great start. So I've heard. If the Bosnians wish to follow the Doman's lead, I plan to do what I can to help them. In fact, I've already spoken to Lord Hean and agreed to divert part of the Ironworks' resources to assist in Doma's reconstruction. The offer seemed to have taken him by surprise, but I assured him that in addition to the Ironworks' commitment to freedom through technology, I have my own reasons to reverse the destruction wrought by the Empire. While it's true that I eventually defected, I played no small part in the development of Magitech now used by their military. Sometimes it's the threads you can't see that have the strongest ties. Would that I could cut them. Empire's sins aren't yours to bear. Even so, not a day goes by I don't think about the part I played in the atrocities they committed. If I could have made my father see reason, there would have been no Bosnia incident. But I was powerless to stop him. Yes, you're right. There's a time for wallowing in self-pity and a time for action. I plan to do whatever I can for the Bosnian resistance. They're up against the 4th Legion. They're to stand a chance that allies here in the east won't be enough. They're going to need all the help they can muster. I'm not entirely sure what part I'll have to play in all this. I doubt anything I do now will be enough to atone for my past mistakes. If it means throwing a spanner in the Empire's work, count me in. On speaking with Makoto, several cutscenes will play. Okay. If you're ready, I would begin our exploration. Think back to your time at Barzia Citadel. Needn't focus on a specific memory, if that helps. Alright, just promise me you'll be careful in there. Oh! Inception. This is Bossy Citadel, right? At least, I think it is. Your recollection of this place appears grossly incomplete. Well, rather not stand about labouring over the details. You see that? A military base appeared out of thin air. Or out of my mind, I guess. Did it appear because you mentioned the Principia element? This reminds me of... What in the world? The road, it just ends. This reminds me of Kingdom Hearts 2.8. Consequence of your incomplete memories. Like, this reminds me of... what was it? Fragmentary Passage. With Atlan. This all seems so absurd. Recalling the Citadel shouldn't be so difficult. Try recalling the cityscape. I remember the blue of the cobblestone streets. If not for the occasional military installation, it would have looked like any other city. You remember where the Imperial troops were headed? Not specifically, no, but they were on edge. Something to do with the Academy's research. Wait, I remember. You've done it. The road's returned. We should be able to reach the Principia if we keep heading north. Look, there's the transmission tower. Site of the Bossia incident. Damn it all, the road's cut off again. Come on, Sid, you have to remember. Sorry. Try as I might, my mind's drawing a blank. Maybe there's something around here that might jog my memory? Psychological stimulus to prompt recollection. Yes, that just might work. You find a pile of well-worn blades and shields, though not of Imperial design. Interacted. Oh, I'm blind. find the smouldering remains of Magitech armor, no doubt left after a fierce battle. Weapons and Magitech armor. Right. Fighting had already started, and I was... No time. Let us press onward. It's all starting to come back to me now. Tension in the air is palpable. Right. The soldiers were on high alert that day. Ozian resistance had infiltrated the citadel to stop the Academy's experiments. I suppose it's possible we can tamper with this memory. A curious question, one I believe worth investigating. Shall we? Oh. Well. Let's see. The memory appears to be mending itself? Interesting. Altering memories is easier said than done, it seems. Well, let's look at it. Here we are, Principia, inside the transmission tower. Whoa! Why? What in the seven hells are these? They be a manifestation of your subconscious. If so, they likely seek to keep us out, meaning they intend to purge us from your mind. We cannot let them. Oh, they're antibodies. Yeah, that. That's kind of how the immune system works. Oh, hello. There's no end to them. We have to hold on unless they succeed in erasing us from Sid's mind. Time. Curious that we could defeat these, but not the soldiers earlier. We'll worry about that later. Come on, nearly to the tower. Just a little further. Why is there a boss? Hey, Dalmu. Bahamut? Okay. You're gonna make me fight Bahamut? This to be another attempt by a subconscious to stop us. We sure I'm not suffering from a sudden onset of psychosis? Altered the path. We've no choice but to fight. Otherwise his subconscious will continue to repress his memories. an adverse effect on Sid's psyche. Quickly! You need to put a stop to it.
Thank you for deteriorating. I'll have to look out.
Thank you, I feel better now. Perhaps now your subconscious will be more forthcoming with the truth in its memory. Is that Sid? Do you recall this happening? Young Sid, before he had the beard. Presumably his dad. Father, please, if you would just look over this data. Enough, damn you. Next time you question me, it shall be the last. Now please. You of all people should understand the risks. Why do you refuse to see reason? And that's what Sid looked like in 1.0. It's rather unlike him to overlook data, no matter the source. Look here, he left behind his research. Pick up the discarded documents and find page after page of meticulous calculations and observational data on Dalamud. Young Sid posits the Lesser Moon may very well possess the ability to harness and manipulate solar power. Moreover, the vast stores of energy it has amassed over the millennia, should they be unleashed, would far exceed any parameters the transmission tower may have been designed to withstand. By the gods, this data, the Empire would invite a calamity. So many sleepless nights spent on those damned papers, all for nothing. my suspicions are correct, then he was already... never mind. There they are, the replicas of Gunhilda's blades. I don't know what the fuck the rest of them are, but that looks like a potentially cool Dark Knight weapon. Know your place, Will. The Meteor Project cannot, will not be stopped. Certainly not by the likes of you. He's so young! No, no, this is wrong. Empress Solus couldn't have been here. Gun. Oh. What? He's been shot inside his own memory. No, please, Lord Varus, no! Sid, you mustn't forget, this is only a memory. Uh-oh. He's projecting himself into the memory. Sid God, bringer of ruin, herald of apple. Barber must be proud. How does it feel to know such calamity follows in your wake? That your failings bring death to all you hold dear? Now you would set this filth against me. Very well. But one fate awaits those who oppose the will of the Empire. This trauma's too much. He's lost control. This memory is false, Arthur. Perhaps you can alter it with the echo. Think of your strongest allies. Always your greatest strength, instilling in others the courage to rise up, courage to fight for what's right. This itch is fucking ridiculous, man. It's either that it's a hair or that I've got a spot coming through on like my mustache. Either way, it sucks. Alright, let's go. Meteor project cannot be stopped. Will not allow this. This is just a way for them to show off what they've done. Speaking of, I really trust stuff. This is definitely going to be a definitely. This is the catalyst. Fair enough. Most of them are almost, but they are unique materials for those. Although I don't know.
Away with you!
Dare to defy me! I can take the brunt of it. I need a little help. Hideous worms. There will be naught left of you. Might I leave? Now, drive it back. So close. Come on, can't give up. Hold on, back.
This is going to leave a mark!
You dash yourself against my shield. Very well. Air against us. Air. Mount your heads upon the wall.
This is going to leave a mark!
isn't right either. Emperor Lord Varus, he wasn't there. The Academy was given full charge of the project. If these events are as you remember them, it is not the truth. Not entirely. Whoever this is, your mind has been trying to protect you from them. What if it was his dad? That did it. His dad shot him. Well, if it isn't Varus, then who in the hells is it? I'd possibly have to hide from myself. Daddy! What the fuck is that beard? So it was you who pulled the trigger. Father. Sid, look! Its eyes! Is he already tempered? Yep. No. Can't be. Contact with Dalamud was able to stir Bahamut to consciousness. It stands to reason that Dreadworm discovered a way to link to the tower and thereby enslave your father. In which case, there was nothing that could be done for him. There's no arguing or reasoning with such individuals. There's only the will of the primal. And if Bahamut was controlling your father at the time of the accident, then in all likelihood, it wasn't an accident. And so the truth finally comes to light. Bahamut's thrall. No one was the wiser. Not even your own son. You crazy bastards did it. Once Makoto's described the weapons to me, I'll have those weapons forged in no time. Describe those inscriptions to me, rather. On behalf of the Bosnian resistance, of my deepest thanks. I'm just glad I could help. Ever since that fateful day, the truth of what befell our loved ones had eluded us.
held the Empire and your father responsible for their part in the tragedy. For many years, that hatred was all that kept me going. Indeed, I was blinded by that hatred. So much so that even you appeared to me as an enemy. I could not see the blood, sweat, and tears you have poured into bettering the lives of those seeking freedom from the Empire. I could see only a Guardian. For that, I'm sorry. You can forgive me. Let us be allies, united against a common foe. Come now. I'm the one who should apologize to you. After all, Father and the Empire did. Even not all of their own volition, their crimes will never be forgotten. But hazard, even victory over the Empire won't be enough to ease such pain. Even now that I know the truth behind the Bosnia incident, all it's done is make me question the choices that led me to this moment. But regardless of the past, we have to keep pressing forward, one step at a time, for freedom. Just as the heroes of Eld would have done. We Bosnians grew up on such tales. Peerless warriors, pure of heart and unwavering in their conviction. And here we are, so full of doubt and uncertainty. Will we ever earn our place in the pages of history? Cheer up, Barzin. We live long enough. Perhaps we'll be the ones to pen them. You say the crystal focus is no longer responsive. It would appear what stores of ether resided within it had been depleted. I did not expect our exploration of your mind to be such a taxing endeavor. Once I identify its etheric affinity and a power source with a compliant energy frequency, I'm confident its reserves can be restored. Thought perhaps the Alliance could use it to extract information from some of their less cooperative Garlean captives. Nothing's ever that easy, is it? I'm afraid etherology is beyond the scope of my expertise, so I'll leave the rest to you. If you need anything, don't hesitate to call for me. Thank you for all your help, Master Sid. Well, I better head back. There's a mountain of work waiting for me. Before you go... Yes? If you ever feel lost, you can always talk to me. Of course. If I run into any ether-related problems, you'll be the first to know. Not what she meant. Right, I really must get back to work on the crystal focus. Everything is at last in place to begin work on the weapons of Queen Gunhilda's guard. Master Geralt will be able to apprise you of any further developments in their forging. In the meantime, we'll begin preparations for battle. Look forward to seeing you on the front lines. Attuning to all Ethernet shards in the Doman Enclave will now unlock Gangos as an Ethernet destination. Oh, that's good. Meanwhile, at Valnain in Dalmasca. Our spies at the Gangos encampment have confirmed work on the blades of Gunhilda is on the way. They are welcome to them. Who has need of such trinkets when the Lady of Blades will soon be in play? We will proceed as planned. When their forces reach Bosnia, you know what must be done. Understood. The Empire is fated to fall, but in its place a new nation shall rise, grander and mightier than anything the Guardians could ever dream. And it shall be made possible by the very power they abhor. The Primals? On the edge of memory. Save the Queen. Chapter the first. Sidception. You're here. Good. Ready to get working on the resistance weapons, lass. Okay. I don't know what I want to start this as. Fuck it. Let's do Paladin. Because that'll be the first... Yeah, that's the first class that's on the list, going from left to right. You like the name? Resistance weapon. Crossed my mind to call them Gunhilda's blades, but after talking with Messiah, we figured it'd be too confusing, seeing as that's also the name of the Queen's gun. Any road, your timing couldn't be better. Before we get to working in earnest, I was hoping you could tell me a bit more about what went on in Sid's noggin. I've heard a fair bit from Mikoto, but I'd like to know if you saw any different. Sounds like I was right to ask you before setting to work. Seems to me those fancy markings in the weapons are mainly for show. I can copy them, but that won't be enough. Like as not, they were carved into the hilts as well. To make sure the spell can take hold, you'd need a finish with fine powder what's conductive to ether. A material like that, I reckon you'd need to consult the alchemists of Razakhan. I can only think of one person with close contacts there. Oh gods, you don't mean... Aye, Demoness of Coin. Not to worry, lass. It so happens she's been keeping up a steady shipment of supplies here of contact. If we say we need the powder for the resistance, as might as we can convince her to waive the costs. She ain't usually one to do business for charity, I know, but it's worth a try. I'll see about getting in touch with her, and after I do, you can go and meet with her and figure out the rest. Well, you don't expect me to go and meet with her, do you? Working on the resistance weapons kept me too busy by half, and Drake here... what was your name again? Zlatan, Master Geralt. My name's Zlatan. But more importantly, what if Mistress Rowena doesn't agree to a charitable contribution to our cause? I'm sure if you and Bajsaljan ask her nicely, she might come round. Never mind that. We've important work to do. Where is Drake? As for where to find Rowena, before she left Gangor, she said she'd be stopping over in Kugane on business. How's about I have a meet you at the Umineko tea house? If we're lucky, a nice cup of tea will brighten her mood. And with that, we have begun another relic process. Because I'm a glutton for punishment. Although I don't actually know how difficult the relics are for Monsieur. Really don't. I know that it requires farming old content. That's all I know. I was wondering when you'd show up. Geralt told me everything. And luckily for you, my business here was at the Thavnarian consulate. Here you are. There should be enough powder for one of those resistance weapons you're forging. Got to hand it to Geralt. Seems he spent half his time getting deeper in debt and the other half avoiding payment. Fine by me, though. Thanks to his scheming, I have a little more leverage over the resistance and, by extension, him as well. Pass along a message to Geralt and Basaljan for me, won't you? If they require more material for these weapons, I'd be more than happy to supply them. For a fee, of course. Same goes for you. I know you adventuring types are always looking to be prepared for any sort of encounter, so if you're thinking of forging another of these resistance weapons, and I suspect you are, you know where to go. I'll see to it my girls in Revenant's Toll and Idleshire keep their shelves stocked. Until next time. Well, that was easy enough. The weapon's nearly finished. Just need a nice coating with that powder to finish the inscription. Of course you bloody found what we needed. As much as I hate fattening a purse with another man's coin, it's now we can do our part for the resistance. Feast your eyes on some of my finest work today. Best of all, the inscription will react to your ether. A right fine sword and shield to rally the Bosnians. Honor bound and tenacity. Reckon Gunhilda will be proud. I mean, they look pretty good. I should behold the glory of the fabled blades born anew. Hope is not yet lost. All in a day's work for your old pal Geralt. Of course, this is only the beginning. Your skills with a hammer were truly a sight to behold, Master Geralt. To see after wielding one of their holy blades thus is as if I stand before one of the heroes of Eld. When the time comes to do battle with the Empire, our brothers in arms will look upon you and know courage. On behalf of the Bosnian resistance, I offer you my humblest thanks for your aid thus far. I'd love to start fresh on another weapon, but I had to use every last morsel of the powder on that one. Meaning we would find ourselves indebted further to Mistress Rowena were we to require more. Let's consult Bajsaljan before we proceed further. It's such a difficult name for me. Looks like we're taking a short break then, eh? If you find yourself wanting for another weapon though, come and speak with me, Elberir. I think I've earned myself a nice big flagon of ale tonight, to celebrate the forging, of course. Sweet. We now have a repeatable quest, and we can now buy that scale powder. Cool. So, what do I need to do? In order to get I think I need to actually do some boss here. So what is this quest called? Okay. Hold fire then. Let's head to Idleshire. Or there could be... not that one. Special arms, right? Thavnarian scale powder. 8. That is enough for 2 weapons. So let's do Warrior and Dark Knight. And then we will have done nearly 18% of all of the first stage of relics. Yeah. This first step is pretty simple, huh? Or I could crash. You wish to forge another weapon? Oh, okay, it's literally just turning. Sweet! Nice and easy, I like that. Excellent. Line in Rowena's pockets again. Ugh. Better your coin than the Bosnians, I suppose. If you're sure about this, we'll get to finishing your weapon. That's actually pretty cool. Some of my best work, if I do say so myself. Skull Render. If what we're learning about the blades of Gunhild is true, you can make them stronger depending on what manner of monster you felled with them. Should hold true for yours as well. So once you put her through your paces, come back and I'll see about toughening her up. Oh yeah. So this stage is going to be dead easy for me to do because all I need to have is poetics. And I'm going to continue getting those through Rika. As well as doing like my daily roulettes and stuff, because I've got nothing else to spend my tombstones on until I reach Endwalker potentially. Well, no, I will, because Endwalker relic is all poetics, but also some of the Endwalker tombstone gear looks good, so I'd have that as glam probably. Ooh! Hello! Some of my best work, if I do say so myself. Wobble. I actually like that. I hope that the next step of this gives it a glow effect similar to Stormblood, where you go from the Animos, the base Animos, to then having a glow effect. I want that. If what we've learned about the blades against Hild is true, you can make him stronger. Okay, yeah, that's the same line. Alright, so he doesn't have unique dialogue for each weapon. Cool, that's fine. I like that. Here's a question. How much... I do not have enough. Okay, well then, let us take back the Sky Steel stuff, because I'm just not working on it. Just not working on it. I can take back that, because we're not a high enough level for it. I've already gotten rid of... the stuff that I've gotten up to Hydatos. Okay. In that case, this gives me enough slots that I can put these things in here. But yeah, I actually quite like that. And I very much so like the look of this. Like, I honestly, if this gets a cool glow effect, like, it's difficult to imagine something replacing this, because this is just such a cool weapon for a Dark Knight. Like, it just is. I do like that. Okay. I want Bosnia West. Okay, so the next quest. Oh. The next quest requires MSQ progression, I think. After, my. I should find you here of all places. Though I suppose that's only right, considering I followed you. My well of inspiration has run dry, you see. It is my hope that a change of scenery might offer the impetus my work requires. And time again, you've proven a knack for finding fascinating locales, with equally fascinating stories unfolding soon after. When such a tale finally does unfold, I should very much like to hear it. Is this going to give me a new trial? With Varus? Battle fought in the mind of a dear companion. How thrilling. How compelling. Please, tell me more. But this isn't the minstrel. A spectre of the late Emperor Varus. I suppose even a figment of one's memory, assuming sufficient creative liberties are taken, can prove as fearsome as a man of flesh and blood. Admittedly, I cannot claim to have witnessed his prowess firsthand, but who has not heard tales of his savagery, his unparalleled might? Yes, I do believe inspiration has struck, my friend. The brutal battles of words which preceded a nightmarish clash twixt the Emperor and the realm's great liberator. You would dare approach me thus, Lord Varus scoffed, where men of greater strength and mind both would flee. You dare commit to such folly? To which the Liberator coolly replied, how else am I to smite thee, save, approaching... An admirable effort, if I were still learning my letters, perhaps. It seems my prose yet wants for inspiration. Might you humour me with a more detailed account of your confrontation? I require a more vivid picture if I'm to do justice to your deeds. Oh, okay, it's straight into the extreme. Idols earned in Memoria Misera can be exchanged for gear and other items by speaking with Scientia in Revenant's Toll. Oh, can they now? Okay, so I've done everything that I can do at this point without more Tombstones of Poetics or... Jesus fucking Christ. Or doing the... Doing the MSQ. Understood. I want to see what I can get from you. Idle gear. Okay. Great. Idealized headgear. Chest. And so on. But no weapon. I think, though, from what I understand, that is dyeable versions of the Shadowbringers artifact gear. So the level 80 job armor. I think that's what it is. But we have hit a barrier of I have done as much as I can. There is nothing more that I can do unless we do the MSQ. Which I didn't realise Bosnia was going to be limited by that. I knew that Eden is, which is why we haven't started Eden yet. But I didn't realise that Bosnia was also being released this way. But it's fine. What that means is... I will probably do... Well, no, I will. I will do the MSQ next week. And depending on how I feel, I might even do some... midweek next week. The thing that I'm unsure about is we're planning on starting Metaphor ReFantasio tomorrow. I suppose I'm not sure if there will be a stream or when on Sunday because I'm planning on going out in the early afternoon. So it's possible that I'll be out until late in the evening and there won't be a stream, or it's possible I'll be back relatively early and can do an evening stream. I don't know. It has not been decided. But if there is a stream, we could potentially do some MSQ, depending on how I'm feeling. Because if it's an evening stream, I'm probably not going to want to jump back into Metaphor. Just because it wouldn't be as long as I want to play. But then again, I don't know, we'll see. It may depend on how I'm feeling. But the next Final Fantasy stream, unless there's a bunch of support fates for BA that I can snipe, the next stream will be starting Shadowbringers, post-Shadowbringers MSQ. Because I think I need to get to patch 5.3 in order to finish off E. I don't know what I need to be at in order to have access to all of Bosnia. What I might do is I might just do all of post Shadowbringers MSQ. How much is it again? I think it's like 40 quests. Uh, 51. Okay. Yeah, what? That's cute. Okay, it isn't super easy. So I think we will just travel along the expectation that we'll finish the MSQ in order to unlock the rest. To be fair, that kind of works. The thing that I want is I want to reach the point where grinding old content gives me resources, because at that point I can stop streaming it and it can just be I'm doing my daily roulettes and this is giving me the resources that I need, and things like that. So that's the point that I'd ideally be at, but we'll see how far we can get before the end of February. I'm a little doubtful with 51 quests that we get through all of that, which we've basically only got a month before Monster Hunter Wilds comes out. Although I suppose that even once Monster Hunter Wilds does come out, I can continue doing the Friday streams. It's just that I'll be taking a break from doing anything too grindy like Eureka. If it's something like with Bosnia where it's, oh, I just need tombstones, so I'm just going to do my daily roulettes, but then that's giving me the tombstones I need for the first phase, as well as the currency or whatever it is that I need for later stages, which I know I will need, the memories I think it is. It would be good to have that, so that then I'm building that up off stream. But we shall see. Anyway, I am going to go and get ready for bed and to wind down and chill. Thank you very, very much for watching. I will continue to farm Hidatos crystals off stream. If nothing else, I will finish all Eureka relics prior to Monster Hunter Wilds. There you go, I've said that on recording now. Yeah, thank you for watching, and I'll catch you in the next one. Later.